All right, week 8, here we go. So we're going to start with some defensive shuffles just to get the body nice and loose and get the muscles warm and working. So you're going to have to pick 3 distances. So you got a far distance, an intermediate distance, and a short distance. And you're going to shuffle to the far distance. Then you're going to shuffle back to the beginning, to the intermediate and back, and then to the short and back. A couple things to focus on as you're shuffling. Make sure that your head stays in one plane. You're not bobbing up and down as you're shuffling. And make sure your feet are not crossing. Make sure that you're pushing off and reaching out with that foot instead of crossing your feet as you go through. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with some ball handling. So we're going to start with some 2-ball handling. If you don't have 2 balls, you can always just do everything with just 1 ball. So we're doing high-low dribbles. We're going to start at waist height, and then we're going to go down to knee level and then back up to waist, and you can alternate that for 30 seconds. Then we're going to be... The biggest things to focus on with this is make sure that when you're up at your waist height, you're keeping control of the basketball, and then when you go down to the knee height, that you're using your fingertips and getting as low as possible. After that, we're going to be doing 2 basketballs, but on different heights. So we're going to go low with one and high with the other. So one's going to be up at waist, up even to maybe shoulder height, and then the other one's going to be low, at least below the knees. So you want to go as high as you can and as low as you can and make as big a difference as possible. So this is a tough one. This could be a challenge for some of you guys, but I challenge you to try to work on some stuff to make you better with your ball handling. Then we're going to go to some basics, so back down to the pound and cross. So pound and crossovers, you can never do too many of these to make sure that that crossover is nice and quick. And then from there, we're going to go into figure 8. So we're going to be working on going around the legs in an 8 fashion. And then once you get comfortable going in one direction, then we're going to be switching to the other direction. You want to do about 30 seconds in one direction and then 30 seconds in the other direction to do this drill. One way might be easier than the other, and so make sure that you keep working on those challenges. Those challenge drills are going to be the ways that you guys become better at basketball, and so make sure that we're running into these challenges instead of running away from them. Then the next one we're going to do is a 2-ball figure 8. So then building off of this one, this can definitely be a challenge for a lot of you guys, and so getting used to it. So the first one is, so notice that the brown basketball is staying in my left hand and the gray basketball is staying in my right hand the entire time. So the first thing is you're going to be entering from the back and wrapping around that leg as you go. And then once you get comfortable with that one, then you can now go through the front to the back, which is what I'm doing right here, is the other direction. So work on this as much as you need to. Don't get frustrated, but this could be a great challenge for a lot of you guys. Then we're going to be going into pound between the legs, so back down to 1 basketball again. And so pound in front of the toe, going between the legs, working on doing this without moving our feet, so keeping our feet stationary as we do it, and make sure you always get that pound dribble in front of the toe. Then we're going to go pound behind the back, so we're taking a pound dribble and then dribbling behind the back. So this one's going to be a side-to-side, almost like a crossover behind the back, instead of that wraparound we'll do later. Next thing we're going to do is I really want to work on that offhand. So whatever offhand, so if you have a dominant hand, so I'm a right-hand dominant player, so my left hand would be my offhand. And so I want you guys to make 10 layups with your non-dominant hand. This can never be done too much. As you get better at basketball, the biggest thing that separates the best players from the good players are going to be the ones that continue to work on that offhand as much as possible. So make 10 with your offhand.
Okay.
Then we're going to be working on some dribble moves. So we're going to just have a cone in front of the hoop, whatever spacing that you want. The first thing that we're going to do is going to be doing a cross-cross, so we're crossing over twice in front of the cone, trying to get that defender to shift their center of gravity over and so that you can go by. And so we're going to go with that right hand first. I want you to shoot 10 on the right side, and then we're going to switch over, and then we're going to shoot 10 on the left side. So again, make sure that we're focusing on, especially whatever your offhand is, working on that finishing. So after you make the dribble move, then get your eyes up on the square and work on finishing every single time. And make sure, like with all this stuff, that we're doing it at game speed. So if you're feeling comfortable with it, then you can increase the speed. If you're not, let's make sure that we work on our fundamentals, work on our footwork, and that we're not developing any bad habits. But once you get to that point where you're feeling confident with it, don't be afraid to push yourself to finish those layups every single time. Next move that we're going to be working on is going to be a cross behind the back. So we're crossing over, and then this one is going to be a wrap around the back as the behind the back. So we're wrapping the basketball all the way around, and it's almost dribbling in front of us as like a dribble as we're going behind the back. And so again, we're going to go 10 on the right side, and then we're going to switch over and we're going to do 10 on the left side. Make sure you're staying nice and low with it. And so you're low with your crossover, and then sometimes actually you can come up and get almost skinny with it around the back. So what that allows you to do is to fit into really small spaces. So if there's a lot of traffic inside the lane, you cross over, create that space, and then you kind of squeeze between with that wrapped around the back. And that keeps that ball nice and tight to the body so that it's not easily stolen from somebody that might be stepping up into that gap. Then we're going to go into crossover and spin moves. So we're crossing over and then spinning. So as you spin, we're taking the ball, and again, we're getting into that dribble. And so dropping, in this case, we would be dropping our left foot on the right side around the defender, using our body to kind of shield it away. And we're going to go 10 on the right side, and then we're going to do 10 on the left side. If you need to pause the video, you can always pause it and kind of look at the footwork as you're going through. And that might help for some of you guys that are first learning this for the first time. After that, then we're going to just get into some shooting. And so we're not going to do a ton of shooting this week as we did like last week. But all you're going to do is you're going to make 10 free throws. So you can do this as a free throw, or you can do it as a jumper. So free throw line, remember, is 15 feet away from the back of the rim. And so you can measure it out. It doesn't have to be perfect, but keep working on that form. For those of you guys that are getting older and getting into middle school ball, then this is a good one to work on, and working on it without crossing over the line. But if you're a younger player, don't be afraid to jump over the line and just work on your jump shot and keep developing that. Again, make sure that you're not moving back too deep. I'd rather you guys develop a good jump shot before you move back, and then really working on that form. Free throws are one of the best shots in order for you to work on your form and really becoming consistent with that shot as you go through. So keep working hard. You guys are doing amazing. Every single time, every week that you get through, every workout that you get through, you're going to continue getting better. And as you add those on, you're going to get better and better. Good job.